systems, property profit and loss are only available after each month's JIB and revenue distribution have processed. Petroware's live transactional-based allocations put the real power of P&L in your hands 24/7. By 8/8, by share for any owner or hierarchy, these live reports are available throughout the accounting cycle and are exclusive Petroware strengths that add distinct advantages in all areas of lease operating statements, property bottom line, and payouts. Let's take a look at the property reporting module.
Now we're going to look at a few options that Petroware has for property reporting. In our joint billing reports, there is a report called the Property Cost Statement. This report will give you transactions within a specific date range that is going to be billed out for that time period. So if I was looking at January 1st through January 31st, 2010, it will give me everything to be billed out. I can tell it, do I want for a specific investor, a specific AFE. As you can see, as with all Petroware reports, there's several options to choose from to filter this report. Once I click OK, the report will pop in, and this is going to give me my charges to be billed out on a property basis. So on my Burgess lease, the Burgess well number 1, the first transaction that it has is transaction 20, the date, who the vendor is, how much the original amount of the invoice was, and how much of that amount has been unbilled. If it had been billed out a portion in a prior month, that would have been reduced by that amount. What account and description am I billing this to? The DOI type and deck and the property. This would be my review prior to printing my joint interest bill to make sure everything is going to the correct accounts. And then at the end of the report, it's going to give you a total for all properties. This is the amount that I'm going to be looking for when I run my joint interest bill for that month. Another report is the standard lease operating statement. We can come in and do the company owner's share, a specific investor, or the amount that we are responsible to distribute or bill out. Do we want to include the royalty, 8/8 and share lines included, or just 8/8 or just share lines? Do we want it based on transaction date, production date, or print date? And when do we want the report beginning dates? We're going to start with January of 2010, and we're going to go with 12 months. I can reduce that to 2 or 3 months. And then I can also filter based on the hierarchical levels I had set up in my master system files. Do I want a specific lease or well, a specific well? I'm going to choose just my Masterson lease. And I'm going to tell it I want the detail and then to print. Okay, it's going to pop up and tell me that I have an LOS summary report. Once I pull that in, it's going to give me a total of everything on the lease, or all leases if I had not told it I wanted one specific lease, from January through December, a total and a 12-month average. For my revenue, 8/8 and share, my revenue taxes, and my LOE expenses. Once I exit out of that report, it's going to come in and going to give me my all wells or my lease if I had done this based on all leases. And then when I say yes and print, it will come in and give me my report based on all wells that are in that lease. It's the same information, and at the end of the report, it's going to give me a total, so I'll know whether my lease is operating at a profit or a loss. Petroware also has the capabilities of letting you write your own customized layout in your JB System Utilities operating statements layout. You have specific layouts that you can choose and set up and tell it how you want the report to look out. Once the layout is written, you could come here into the operating statements, operating year by property, operating year to date by property, or property comparison, or you can use these same layouts down here in your revenue distribution system. So I'm going to do the operating year by property, and I'm going to choose that main layout. I have several different filtering options. I'm going to go based on transaction dates, share amounts, and I want from January 1st, 2010. I could choose a specific owner, or I could tell it to do me a list of owners. I could also do a specific lease code, and then once I hit print, it's going to give me an operating year by property report, which looks like this. By well, here's my Masterson 50, here's my gross revenue, the barrels, the revenue, and the dollar per barrel, January through December, and a total. It will give me my revenue costs, my deducts, and at the end of the report, it will give me a total for that lease.
Petroware offers exclusive advantages that other products simply cannot compete with. With Petroware, your investors have profit reports in their hands every minute of the day, not just one day a month. Provide up-to-the-minute information for your investors. Call Avatar today.